Here we go. Yay.
Hey, you're on. Hey, everybody. I am Lynn Gray, and this is Charlene, and she is amazing. And we're going to be talking tonight, real raw talk about marketing and sales. And Charlene, why don't you introduce and tell people exactly who you are?
I love what I do, everybody. I have, accolades and the appropriate certifications and the trainings, with Walt Disney World and the Black Belt Lean Six Sigma. But all that aside, I've had 17 years of experience in not only the evolution of the internet and Facebook and MySpace and what the market is asking for. Now there's Clubhouse. But my experience comes with depth of education and experience with knowledge and working in multiple verticals. And so if you want the real and raw talk that Haley and I are going to do tonight, this sometimes is going to surprise you because it's really that simple. Mm-hmm. And we're really trying to remove the fluff that some of you guys are expecting because we're not here to entertain you. We're not here to build you up and hopefully you can sort through the mess. We just kind of want to give you exactly what you need, hitting the bullseye for your marketing.
Yep. If you guys are on the live, please give us a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. So yesterday, I did an experiment in Women's Entrepreneur Network. And I said, explain what you do to me like you are a second grader, but don't talk down to me.
Right.
So I'm basically saying, make it really simple for me to understand what you do.
And people did not respond with the idea that it could be that simple as talking to a second grader instead of talking down to a second grader. They couldn't make the distinction on the post.
Right. Keeping it really, really simple. And that's the thing that really, I think, a lot of people really struggle with sales. I'm not making enough money, Charlene. And this post exemplified exactly why they're having trouble with sales.
Not only did it exemplify that, but how overcomplicated it can get and how confusing your customer just doesn't want to buy, right? A confused buyer never buys. And I think one of the things, Haley, that you touched on was, they were talking down to the person. And when you talk down to someone who's obviously, in this to be successful, they're in this, they're making a career change, or this is their career, they've got skin in the game. They've got time in committing to this. They've got, experiences you can't remove. And so I think it really showed on this post kind of where people are, and they're literally drowning in marketing that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. And they're complicating things so much that they're like, here's what I'm explaining it to you like you're a second grader. And y'all, I've got 3 college degrees. I've got 2 undergraduate degrees, an engineering, computer science degree, a Spanish degree, and I have an MBA. And let me tell you, I couldn't understand for a lot of people what the heck it was that they do. And not only could I not even understand what they did, but I couldn't even understand why I should care.
And that's really the first problem, right? Because when you want marketing to work, it's the front of the funnel. From the marketing then becomes the sales. The marketing side of it, and this is something you and I go over every single Tuesday night when we do these lives, is they're overthinking it, they're overcomplicating it, and therefore they get 0 results, which is really why they go, help me fix this problem. And you're like, this problem isn't your sales. This is everything you do before the sale comes.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it was just like, whoa, come on, guys. This is exactly why your marketing is dead on arrival.
It totally is.
If I don't understand what you're trying to sell me or why you're trying to sell it to me, and I'm just basically saying, give it to me simple and easy, that makes it really hard for me to buy. I mean, that's like the first problem of sales right there.
Well, and this is the thing, right? When you're talking it from your point of view as the business owner, that's the reason why your content's coming out that way. is because you're not looking at it from the perspective of your customer. And when marketing works, it's because you're looking from the perspective of the customer and not yourself as the business owner. So that's the first positioning that needs to happen when you're writing any copy, any Facebook, any social media, any Clubhouse engagement, is looking at it from the perspective of the customer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to like flip your head around and come at it from the other direction and say, okay, so if I were the customer, would I understand what I was trying to sell?
No. 99.9% of the time when people go, Char, fix my funnel, I said, the funnel is not what needs to be fixed. It needs to be the first part of the funnel before they even get into your sales funnel, because that's where all the mistakes are made. And the reason why you're not closing them at the end, while they're objecting you because of the price, they're not even showing up for their appointments, is because everything in the front end is giving them all the reason why not to follow through. I know that's kind of overthinking it, right? Because they're saying to me, and Haley, you get this every time when you're developing websites, I want my website to bring me customers. And you're like, how do you think this happens? It just doesn't go up on, the World Wide Web and go, you got the best domain. People are just going to be looking for you, and they're going to be searching you, and you're the reason why. Not going to happen.
Well, and then what they do on their website is what they do with the rest of their marketing. Well, I really need to put up a newsletter, and I have 23 events, and I have this, and I have that, and I have the other, and I want them to schedule a consultation call with me. Okay, so what's the one thing you want your website to do? Well, I really want them to book into my newsletter. And I'm like, you don't want them to call you? You don't want them to book a call with you? Well, it's really important to me to put my social media share buttons on my website.
And then they say the website doesn't work. And you're like, it's not the website.
You're spending all this time getting people onto the website, and then you're sending them away. Yeah. And
it's hard because it's not the lack of trying, right? Like, we want to be really clear. Entrepreneurs, business owners, all of you lifelong learners, who probably pick 10 to 20 different, companies a day.
Right.
There's no way you're not trying. We understand that. We understand that you're putting 100% of the effort in.
Yeah.
Okay. What is she saying? People have no idea what they want for their businesses to start with. Yes.
That's part of it. They don't know where they're going. Or they may have an idea.
That. We're just saying you guys are 100% effort. Like, we get it. You're 100% all in, and you're 100% doing everything you can. But a business is a business when you have a sale. And if you don't have a sale, that's the first indicator that you're not going to be successful in business.
A business is a business when you've got a sale.
I'm not going to make a tattoo of that, but I sure am going to make a t-shirt.
Put it on your forehead.
With blinky lights, you know what I mean? And have Meg do a review. Shara's blinky lights today. I'm like, let me tell you, Meg, I'm going to tell you how this works. Here's the description.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it was just such an interesting conversation to me, so the question that I posed in Women's Entrepreneur Network is, tell me what you do like I'm a second grader. So keep it simple, but don't talk down to me. And Lay says, otherwise it's an expensive hobby. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise it's a very expensive hobby, very expensive, time-consuming hobby, because if you're not making sales, there's so many better things you could be doing with your time to make money, to have a living, because, we don't live to work. We work to live.
Right. But I think this goes back to that question, right? The question was simple in our experience, Haley. The question was simple because we've done the work. We've been coached. We've been mentored. We've been in programs. We are constantly in masterminds. We're doing all the work. That's why for us, it's that much easier. Right. And this is what I say. Don't try to do all the marketing. Just do a couple really well, because that is going to have a higher conversion, and your time and your money is going to be that much easier to convert into sales, because you're not trying to do every single thing wrong.
Well, you're not doing every single thing halfway and then wondering why nothing you're doing is working. You could work literally half the hours and do a quarter of the marketing by doing one or two things and doing them well.
And I think this is the next part of the funnel, right? Is the messaging and getting that right and talking from the perspective of the customer and then being able to convert them. Sales is a skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sales is a skill that is refined with not only failing fast and quick, but it's also being able to know what you're selling, what price point you're selling. But guess what, guys? That skill set does not matter if you don't have the marketing working.
Well, and if people aren't willing to talk to you in the first place.
Right, exactly. Because the marketing is not going to work if it doesn't make the right engagement happen exactly when you need it, right? In the funnel sense of you're selling a product. Well, what do you need to do? Have reviews, make sure the product's, localized and can be fulfilled when orders come in. And that's just a simple example of when people overcomplicate their sales and their marketing.
Absolutely. And I mean, we like to overcomplicate things in business. And I say
I don't know why.
I mean, I've done it too. I mean, I first started in my business, and I've probably made every mistake out there that is going to make Charlene like, I'm going to make your eyes twitch and water and like perpetually. You're going to have twitches, right? But 12 different opt-ins and 23 funnels and doing all these crazy emails that never once got me a single sale.
Nope. I had someone
Right?
the other night say, so Char, what's my lead magnet? And I'm like, don't worry about the lead magnet if you can't get the message right. And they were like, what are you talking about? That's what everyone is saying. I'm like, okay, what they're saying where they are and where you are two different worlds. And it's okay. Like, don't try to be the expert. Learn, take what we're telling you because this is totally free. People pay us to tell them this and then do it for them and execute on their behalf. So use what you have right in front of you right now to get what you want, which is marketing that makes you sales.
Yeah. The thing there is that marketing that makes you sales doesn't have to be a lead magnet. It doesn't have to be a website. And y'all, I sell websites. We do beautiful websites. But you don't have to build this crazy 8-stage funnel. I literally talked somebody out of paying me to do a website last week until we see some more sales in her business. Let's just do a couple of tweaks to get your website stable. And then we're going to work on all of the other rest of your messaging and marketing. And then we can come back to this website thingy and funnel thingy. And I think to people, it's like this crazy concept that, oh, what do you mean? Well, yeah, your whole thing is you do an event once a month. If your whole focus is really on getting people into that thing once a month, then do that exceptionally well. Why are we worrying about a crazy ass funnel over here on the website?
Nope, not going to work. Just not. And it's not, guys, we want to make sure this is really clear. Your messaging, clarity is your fastest path to cash. Clarity is your fastest path to cash. And that's what we're trying to encourage you is, you know what? I had a client tonight wrote 17 sentences for a Facebook post. And I almost about died. And she said, Charlene, why are you mad at me? Like, I've been working on this. And I'm like, nothing's wrong with it. But if I can condense that into 2 sentences with an image, and you can say this in a live, how do you think your people are going to convert? Higher, faster? Of course, because they're not going to wait to get through all 17 lines and then make the decision. You've got to capture it as quick as you can for clarity so that they make the decision to engage.
Right. Because people online are doing 23 things at once. We might be listening to Clubhouse while streaming, scrolling through Facebook. Or, listening to music on YouTube and listening to Clubhouse at the same time and then scrolling through Facebook and watching a Netflix. And that's a realistic, scenario from my perspective. I think we forget that people are really multitasking like that. So they're only hearing like every third word. So when we put all this stuff out in front of them and we make it incredibly long and incredibly elaborate and incredibly complicated, you lose that clarity. And you lose that 2 sentences or that 1 sentence, that 3 or 4 words that describes what you're doing. And they're like, gone.
Exactly.
Because their brains are multitasking.
Well, and the thing is too, like, your customer knows exactly what their problem is. You do not have to tell them what their problem is. They are looking for their solution. Mm-hmm. So if you can make your copy about the solution, because everyone knows their problems, right? They're not going to volunteer, they're not going to stand up there, then they'll convert to you.
Right. Well, and the other thing too about the solution is that the solution is not, I'm going to make you feel better, you know, or I'm going to make you care about what goes into your body. I don't really care what goes into my body.
Nope.
I mean, I do.
I need you to tell me, right? Haley, let's talk about it. You're going to take what you take because they told you this is what you're going to get. That's all you cared about. Mm-hmm. You don't care about all that other stuff. You don't have time to care. You just need a solution because your problem is first priority in your mind right now.
Right.
And that's the power of messaging, is where you get it clear. You concisely say what the solution they're going to get, and that's what you market.
Mm-hmm. Simple, easy peasy, right? That's simple, you know, and a lot of people are like, wow, but then I have to really explain it. No, you don't.
Nope. You're not in convinced marketing. And that's one of the parts of the program we go over as we do the audit on people's marketing. We go, guys, I promise you, if you have to convince someone, this is not going to work for you or your customer, because then they feel like the used car salesperson has just walked in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the other thing too that I see a lot that happens, you know, particularly in the online world, especially with coaches, is that there's this huge element of convincing people that they need coaching. A lot of people know that they need aspects of help in their life. They're looking for a particular solution and a particular outcome to a particular thing or problem they've got going on in their life.
Yeah.
If you can offer them that solution, that outcome, that whatever they're trying to get to, then you're not going to have to twist their arms. They're just going to pull out their credit card and say how much.
Yep. Happens all the time. Happens all the time with the ease of knowing that your customer is getting exactly what they want and you're getting exactly what you want, especially coaches, especially people who are going from speaker, you know, to coach to authority. Like, that path right there is a natural progression if you're going to be focused on results instead of convincing them.
Right. Well, and the other thing too that I hear a lot is, well, it doesn't matter how good my marketing is. Nobody's spending money right now.
Not true. Not true at all.
It definitely not true. I mean, like, seriously, one of our neighbors tore down their house, leaving an empty lot. And they got into a tiff with the HOA. So the lot got sold in December. It's a 0.3 acre lot in my neighborhood, around the corner from me. It sold for $400,000 in an hour in cash. I dare say people are spending money right now.
Yeah, they are.
Where they see the value, they're spending money. You just have to look at the stock market.
Well, I don't want to go woo-woo, you know, too much on our call tonight, but guys, what really is holding you back in making the decision is what's between your ears. Mm-hmm. And that's just, you know, I know some people are like, well, I don't like to talk about mindset. You know what? Don't call it mindset then. Call it your understanding. How much understanding do you have of the marketing that's effective? Mm-hmm. How much understanding do you have about the sales skills you have or don't have? The more understanding you have, we're just trying to give you a perspective that we're telling you, stop wasting your time and your money, because the effort you're putting in, even though how much you think it's always important to do, when you're doing that for the wrong things and doing it for the wrong strategies, your sum gain is zero still. Mm-hmm. Nothing changes just because you're putting 100 hours into your business. If it's all for the wrong purpose, guys, Haley and I will tell you, it is zero all day. Still the same result.
Yeah. If you don't measure your results and you don't do the analysis on what's working, what's not working, paying attention to it, you know, then 0 is still 0.
I know that's kind of hard, guys, but I promise you, I promise you, Haley and I mean, we will, tell you till we're blue in the face that any effort you're making right now, and if it's not working, you need to stop doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unless it really just entertains you to do it.
Man, if you have that much time, go do something that's really productive that's going to bless someone else's life. Like, stop stressing out. You're stressing your own self out. If this isn't what you're going to do, that's okay. We just wanted to tell you up front, like, we're so transparent, like, it's not going to work.
Absolutely. Totally. I love it. Well, cool. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. This has been fun.
This has been fun.
We are headed over to Clubhouse.
To Clubhouse, cool. Everybody. And our room is going to be set up in just a couple of minutes. So come on over, and we are going to talk about growing your community literally from 0 ads. Not one single ad spend on any platform, on any type of ad spend at all.
That's really cool. I grew Women's Entrepreneur Network with about $150 in ads total.
Wow. And now it's almost at 73,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, this is why we're doing the Clubhouse, because I know some of you are using your Clubhouse rooms for strategies. What we're trying to do is use Clubhouse strategies for you to grow your groups. It's kind of an inner secret we're going to talk about. And some of you are using Facebook groups to create conversion. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that secret too. So hop on and
awesome.
come and talk to us.
I'm so excited.
I know. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll see you over there. Bye.